Thank you for taking a few minutes to learn more about the distance learning and telemedicine grant that the grant period just opened. My name is Amy Passow with CDW. I lead the Education Funding Solutions team, and we also have joining us Curtis Stradelmeyer, who is our public sector funding strategist. So Curtis looks at grant and all kinds of public funding across public sector, whereas my focus is on education. So we work closely together, and then I also work on disseminating this information out, make sure we're talking to the right customers, building the right solutions, etc. So we will both be sharing information about the grant with you today. I'm going to turn it over to Curtis to talk about the DLT grant, and then I will have some information to close us out. Curtis?
Thank you very much, Amy. So what we're going to talk about today is the Distance Learning and Telemedicine Grant. This is a yearly grant that the U.S. Department of Agriculture puts out. So it's not through, say, your normal DOEs or anyone along those lines. It is a USDA grant. And as a result, it's very focused on rural communities. So before I even get into the details, I want to make sure that you realize, hey, this may or may not be for me. So key thing to understand is the federal government is looking for funding to fund districts located in rural counties, rural locations. So really what we're talking about are counties with less than 20,000 people. So if you're in, a Cook County, Illinois, or you're in Los Angeles County, it's not for you. So make sure you understand that. Unfortunately, there's not a lot that is for you from that standpoint. But if you're like, hey, no, I'm perfect, I'm in the right spot, great, because you have money that you can be utilized for distance learning type of opportunities. Some basic details. This is a $60 million roughly set of funds. Pretty much the same amount as last year, pretty much the same amount as last year before that. So it's really kind of been a consistent funding amount. But again, every year it comes around. You are responsible for 15%. So when it says cost share, that means you're responsible for it, not the federal government. The government's going to pay 85%. The award ceiling is up to $1 million. A lot of money here for you, so be ready for it. As we start looking, though, at some specifics, note that it is opened up in February 29th. It closes April 29th. Do get ahead of the window. Don't wait till April 28th to pull this together. It is going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to be, a month worth of time, but it is something you need to be working on well before April 29th. Once you have the funding, you have roughly 3 years to go through it, utilize it to its fullest. Eligible applicants, just looking at this. Native American tribes, public and private institutions of higher ed, nonprofits, school districts. It's pretty much open to those organizations that are working directly to provide some sort of distance learning for rural communities. So key things there really to remember from this page is may not be available for everybody. Look at where you're located. Biggest key is size of size of community you're located in. And other big part of this is it is a very good grant and it comes around every year and you can spend up to $1 million. So Amy, let's go ahead and go to the next slide. How can the funding be utilized? So when we look at this, you're going to see all these different things, example purchase and so forth, and we'll dig in. But I want you to focus on that very first line. Grant is only for distance learning instruction. So what's that mean? It means distance learning is real time. It is not, I'm going to record something and then post up on the internet later. It is, I'm in a classroom and here with a bunch of my students, and we're trying to log into some sort of educational presentation somewhere else. I like to take as an example. Prior to joining CW, I was a school district superintendent. We didn't have a calculus class because we were a very small district. Our local universities had a calculus class. So what we were able to do is set up our students in our classroom and take advantage of that calculus class through that local university. That's what this is for. It's real-time instruction. So as a key to that, make sure when I have a great project for this, go back and say, will students be getting instruction in real time? Will it be live? If the answer is yes, then really it's useful. You can go through and everything, you can start from scratch in a room. That room doesn't have wiring, fine, this will pay for it. Room doesn't have network connections, fine, this will pay for it. This room doesn't have interactive projector, it doesn't have a camera, fine, this grant will pay for it. So take advantage of that fact that, hey, this is what the grant's for. It is to take you from nothing to a full-blown opportunity, provide instructional opportunities for your students. So look that over, take advantage of that. Great grant for that purpose only. And I will now pass it back to Amy.
Thank you very much, Curtis. So really just closing us out. Hopefully, you have a project that you meet the requirements for the grant, but definitely double check. Make sure that your county has a population of less than 20,000. You can find that out from the Census Bureau. It's just a good thing to confirm. Also, make sure that you're operating a rural community facility and that you're delivering distance learning services that operate out of a rural community facility to residents of rural areas. So, this grant again is really focused on that rural aspect. And as Curtis went through, it needs to be live classes. Review the application checklist to make sure that you're meeting all of the guidelines. Make sure that you put together a strong executive summary for your project. And remember that April 29th deadline. Don't wait till the last minute. A great next step would be to reach out to your CDW account manager for any solution information that may qualify that Curtis spoke about, or quotes that you might need to figure out, how much you're going to request for the program. So, also, Curtis and I are here to help with questions about the grant. If you have additional questions, we do not write grants at CDW, but we can help answer questions, or we will certainly try to answer your questions if any come up. So both of our emails are here. Let us know or reach out to your AM and they know how to get a hold of us as well. Thanks again for your time today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Curtis, anything to add?
No, please reach out though. Any questions? It's what we're here for.
Thank you.